Now let's look at the topic called ratio. It is generally used in solving various types of questions. We shall see the questions later. Let me explain you the definitions first. So ratio, the first definition is, it is a comparison of two or more like items. So like items means you can compare either weights of two persons or heights of two persons, or you can compare money or whatever it is, they should be like items. Generally it is applied for two items, but you can even extend it for more than two items as well. And the second thing is, it is same as the fraction. So if you are talking about ratio between two numbers, it is same, exactly same as the fraction of those two numbers. If you are talking about ratio between a and b, you can even think of it as if it is a fraction a by b, but then it is written in a different form, and the form is generally like this: a is to b, and the first one is called antecedent and the second one is called consequent. So there is a inner meaning, in the reason behind why we write like this. I'll tell you the meaning here. Let us take an example. Okay, let's take this example. Let us say a equal to 40 and b equal to 60. Now if I find out a is to b, we write it as 2 is to 3, right? See this, 40 and 60, right? So if I take 40 by 60, it can even be written as 4 by 6. But then we try to simplify it as much as possible in such a way that we get the smallest integers here. If you see this, we can still simplify it and still get smaller integers in this place, isn't it? That is why I can even divide by 2 here and 2 here, then I am going to get 2 is to 3. Now one other way of understanding this ratio is, now if you try to add these two, 2 plus 3 equal to 5. Now you can think of it as like this. There is some quantity which is of 5 units, and when I divide this quantity in two proportions in such a way that one part is going to get 2 parts, one side is going to get 2 parts and the other one is going to get 3 parts, and the total is 5 parts, then this is A and this is B. See this. If A equal to 40 and B equal to 60, and if I find out A is to B, and if I get the ratio as 2 is to 3, the internal meaning, or you can interpret it this way: there is a quantity which is of 5 units, and after finding out the ratio, we came to know that A has taken 2 units of it and B has taken 3 units of it. That is one other way of interpreting it, right? And it's always better that you simplify the ratio as much as possible. Got it? And it should never be in form of a decimal. Like, you should never write it like this: 1.5 is to 2. This is not valid. If you want to write the ratio, write it in terms of integers only, right? Don't write it in terms of fractions. Generally positive integers are used, right? So how can I convert it? You can write it as 3 by 2 is to 2 and multiply both sides with 2. Then you are going to get 3 is to 4, right? What does it mean? The total amount is 7 parts, and the first part is having 3 parts and the second one is having 4 parts. Okay, we shall see some questions on it, then you will understand it better.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So, first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.